Welcome to another edition of Walton Entertainment. Today we'll have more news, information, and entertainment from your local hometown.
I'm excited today because I have my team with me, and a lot of times you don't see them because they're trapped in the dungeon sewing. But I do have a team, and I'm excited to have them here and introduce them to you. First, I will introduce our longest standing employee and friend, Miss Susan Crow, if you'll stand, Susan. Susan has been with us for 10 years, and she is over our Gainesville territory for outside sales, but she's done just about every job you can do at Jenny's Custom Embroidery, and was definitely with us at the start. And then she actually was one of my first clients when I worked for someone else in this business, so we've come full circle, but Susan's a great asset to our team. I also have our production team here, and that's Miss Sandra, if you'll stand. Sandra is our production coordinator, and her counterpart, the dynamic duo, we've got Melissa Jones here as well. And both of them are absolutely wonderful, and they really ensure that your orders are done correctly with our high standards, and just a great team. They work wonderful together, and they free me up to not sew, which is great. So they're a wonderful team. And then we also have Elika with us today. Elika is, I would say, our personal assistant all the way around. So you might have seen her pretty face delivering your orders or cutting backing to support our production team, and she does just about everything for me. So again, our team's so special. That's what makes this all run and work so well, and I appreciate all of you guys and all that you do to make this company great. So I thought it would be nice for you to see who actually makes everything happen and keeps me in line. So excited to introduce them today. If you do not know, we do embroidery, screen printing, and promotional products, and help to build your brand in your community. And I will close with just going over our mission statement, because I really feel that that sums the company up. And our mission is to provide quality merchandise in an efficient time frame, to listen and to meet our clients' needs, and to build lasting professional and personal relationships. And above all, our mission is to in all things glorify God. Thank you, guys. And it's now my pleasure to introduce my friend Kenny Smiley, who will be going over the fabulous magazine, Georgia Connector. Kenny.
Thank you, Jenny. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good to see such a great group out there today. And I too would like to thank my co-sponsors too. I know it hasn't been, I think it's been 4 or 5 years we've been out doing this together. But I'm proud to stand up here with them again this year. And also thanks to the Chamber and, for hosting us and allowing us to partner as well on this. So I'm Kenny Smiley with Georgia Connector Magazine, and we are Georgia's and Walton County's premier regional quarterly magazine. And we're located right here in Monroe, and in about 2 months, Georgia Connector will have started 9 years ago, so I'm really excited about that and where all we've come. And I just appreciate all of you who have supported me, supported the magazine, and where it's grown over the past several years. And so I get the opportunity to promote everything that's good about our region of Georgia, and Georgia as the whole state as well. But right here in Walton County and all the surrounding counties, and you know, we're just so blessed to have such a wonderful region of Georgia. So it makes that part of my job pretty easy, because we've got plenty to talk about and plenty to write about. So, but you've got your spring issue and your goodie bags, and it's really cool that usually we sponsored this in June, but we moved it up a little bit. And so in that issue, I actually got to feature Walton County. So I hope if you have not read that issue, now's your chance. You've got a copy. And got a great interview with our Economic Development Authority Director, Shane Short, Q&A with him, and just some really good stuff. So we're working on our summer issue, and just appreciate all of it very much. You can find us at GeorgiaConnector.com and on all our social media channels as well. And just real quick, I get some cool motivational things and every now and then sent to my email. It just so happened I got one this morning. I just thought I would just leave you with it to share it. But and it just said, today, if you assume somewhere else is better, then you deprive yourself of enjoying and benefiting from where you are. When you do anything, do it with everything you have. When you're distracted, always thinking of other times, places, people, and issues and occurrences, you're only living a fraction of your life. You've been given the gift of a new day of life. Be fully present of all of it for a moment, for a day, for a lifetime. Appreciate what it is. So I appreciate being here with all of you. Let's appreciate each other, appreciate this great community that we live in and great state of Georgia. So thank you very much.
Hey everyone, thank you. Hey everyone, thank you for coming today. Thank you to our co-sponsors. I decided it's 4 years that we've been sponsoring this luncheon together. Because this is actually our 5th year in business, so we'll be celebrating this fall our 5th year in business. So we're excited about that. I'm Eli Leatherstone. I'm the co-owner of PSP Group. Formerly we were known as Peach State Publications, is how you might have known us. And then of course you know our other owner, Kenny. I'd like to acknowledge some of our team that's here today as well, some of our local team that was able to make it. We got Sarah Scovell, Marlo Michael, and Carol Williams. They're kind of waving. And we got some other people in some other states as well that help us out remotely. But we couldn't do what we do without their help, of course. We're a custom publishing company that focuses primarily on chambers of commerce. We actually work in Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. So just the Southeast. We published the last 2 editions of the Walton County Chamber Magazine, which hopefully everyone has seen, as well as our city and county map. And then in the fall, we'll be kind of revamping the magazine, going to an annual and relaunching the new magazine for the Chamber. This is, of course, our favorite community to work in, and we appreciate the support of everyone here. Our office is in downtown Monroe, shared with Georgia Connector. We're right on Broad Street, where we relocated a little over a year ago, and we just love being downtown. The growth, the people, and just everything going on down there is just an awesome place to be. So now I'm going to turn over to our wonderful chair of the chamber and our other sponsor for today, Ms. Patty.
Thank you, Eli. My husband Greg and I moved here 26 years ago. It just seems like yesterday. And it was the most thrilling day, I think, short of getting married and having kids, of opening my State Farm agent. And there are many, many, many of you in this room that I am so appreciative of because you're my clients, but also because you're my friends. And building relationships is what my State Farm agency is all about. We just love our clients. And I love my team because they're the best. I'm going to start with my, not oldest employee, but I am. But Susan Claire is my office manager, and she's just fabulous. And everybody that knows Susan adores and loves Susan. She just has a servant's heart, and she's the one who just cleans up all our messes. And sometimes I have 1 or 2, and sometimes 1 or 2 a day, but she's always there with a smile, and I just love her. Secondly, we have Jane Scott, and she is a part-time employee, but she works long hours. Jane really likes this country club more than she likes State Farm, I think. Her name is the one on the sign down there. She is a fabulous golfer. When I was here yesterday, and they were playing golf. She only works Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because her addiction is Tuesday, Thursday. And when I walked out, there was this gal that was one of the players, and she's like, Jane saved the day for us. She did the longest drive, and we were like so excited. So Jane, thank you for allowing us to share you and your golf addiction. And her parking space, she's like, don't forget, just park in my parking space if I'm not there. I'm like, okay. Kimberly Cosby is next. She's got more State Farm years than just about anybody, I think, in my office, besides me and Jane anyway. But Kimberly is a super salesperson, and she just has a great time in our office. We just really rely on Kimberly for all of her knowledge, and she's a great son that she's always actively involved with. And Kim has been with us now 9? Is it 9? 8? 6. Okay, it seems like 9. But anyway, Kimberly, thank you for all you do. Next, Ashley Housley is so fabulous. Ashley is one of our Walton County leadership grads this month. And all 4 of them have been through the Leadership Walton program. If you've not done that, you better hurry up and get your nomination in, because they close on, I think, May 13th is the last day for nominations for the upcoming class. Y'all, it's phenomenal. I always have to speak about the leadership class because it is really unbelievable. We actually, is this the first year we have one of our youth graduate? Yeah, one of our youth leadership graduated adult leadership. So, y'all, that's just this generational thing that is fabulous. And my newest employee, who is sharing her first year anniversary today, Carrie Walton. Carrie is newly licensed. She's doing phenomenal. She started as a part-timer and now she's full-time, and we are just so glad to have her on the team. So guys, thank you so much for allowing me to be your chair. This is just really a cool thing. It's not work because we've got a great chamber team, and I want everybody to wish Terry Smiley happy birthday because she just had one last weekend.
All right, I'm up again. Well, it is my pleasure and honor to introduce, keep it clean, keep it clean, keep it clean and short, that's what I heard, clean and short. To introduce my friend, Chris Clark, President and CEO of the Georgia Chamber of Commerce. I've known Chris for a pretty good while. Terry's known him a lot longer than I have, but he is a friend, he's a personal friend, he's also a friend to this community and a friend definitely to the state of Georgia. Like I said, he is the president and CEO of the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, and he's also a graduate of Georgia Southern University. Go Eagles! Like that. And he also received his master's from Georgia College and State University. He has served as the commissioner for the Georgia Department of Natural Resources and deputy commissioner of the Department of Economic Development. He has been a chamber president, CEO back in Hawkinsville, Pulaski County, and also with the Fayette County Development Authority. He serves on, I can't even go on to the list of boards and councils and committees that this man serves on. But he's a graduate of Leadership Georgia, State Leadership Program, and he has been consistently named one of Georgia Trend's most 100 influential Georgians, and also Atlanta Business Chronicle's most influential Atlantans. He also received the Zell Miller Public Policy Leadership Award from the Georgia Economic Development Association. And Chris and his wife, Tiffany, and their son Christian, they live in Peachtree City. So it's my pleasure. Help me welcome Chris Clark.
I'm not a podium guy, so y'all forgive me. I'm a pacer, not a podium guy, but thank you, Kenny, for keeping it clean and short. There are too many other stories, but it would all come back to haunt it, so I appreciate that. I do want to recognize a couple people before I go through my presentation for you today. And one, Terry and I did go through Chamber Institute, gosh, 20 years ago. So we've known each other for 2 decades, and Terry truly is one of the best Chamber of Commerce CEOs in this, not just this state, but in the country. Her peers call on her, they seek her out. She's a treasure, and you are lucky to have her, and I hope you guys recognize her. Your economic developer ain't too bad either. Shane and I know each other a long time. Shane just keeps tearing it up out there, and so he's another treasure for you. You got a great team right here, and I know you all know that. Another person I want to recognize and actually thank today is Bruce Williamson. Bruce actually serves on my board, not because he's a legislator, because he's a businessman. And I think because he's a businessman, it makes him a better legislator. And I'm not up here to give you my political talk today, lucky you, but the Georgia Chamber this year tracked on your behalf about 375 different pieces of legislation that would have impact on business. Of those, there were 46 that were good enough that we actually took positions on to try to really put the full weight of our 47,000 members behind it. And then there were about 6 bills that were so important to Georgia's economy that we actually scorecarded them. And one of those was Bruce's bill that allows, it helps particularly rural communities attract new businesses by lowering some threshold for quality job tax credits. And so he's personally out there helping create jobs, drive into your community. He took that bill on, got it through the House, got it through the Senate, and the governor signed it already, Bruce? He's already signed it. So Bruce, thank you for your leadership and what you do. So normally I do either a political talk or this other talk. So you get the other one today. We just make the politics for extra. You know, I'm not charging for that one. I want to talk to you about the new Georgia economy. And this is really about where Georgia's economy is today and where it's going. We feel so passionately about this effort and this issue that this is actually the new strategic plan of the Georgia Chamber. We launched it in January in front of a room of 2,500 people with the governor, the speaker, lieutenant governor, because we are concerned about the risk that this new economy faces, particularly for small business and for communities. But we also believe there are a lot of opportunities out there. We believe this so strongly that we changed our mission statement this year. Our mission now is to promote free enterprise, help our members mitigate the risk of this new economy, and capitalize on the opportunities out there. That's what we do every single day. Now, I've given this speech quite a few times, and a few times small businesses kind of look at me like, well, that's all technology and that's all that kind of stuff, and that doesn't impact my business. It does. Everything we're talking about today is going to impact every business. It's going to educators, government officials. What's changing the economy is going to change every community in Georgia. You just have to make the decision. Are you going to be on the front end of it or the back end and get run over by it? Again, we're so passionate about this. We just launched a small business series. We're traveling the state right now, 6 stops, to help small businesses learn how to capitalize and make sure that they avoid the risks that are going to come out there. So we did one in Cartersville the other day. 120 small businesses participated. If you'd like to attend one of those, you can go to our website, gachamber.com, and see where we're going to be. I think next week we're in Athens. A week after next we're in Athens. So please join us if you want to learn more. I'm just going to give you a little bit of the high level today. And so when I talk about New Georgia economy, what do I talk about? Well, let me give you a little bit of a history lesson first. Has anybody ever heard of the Industrial Revolution? 4 of you. Great. Do we not teach economics in the school system here? Okay, so in context, that first Industrial Revolution lasted 100 years. It changed everything from education to the way businesses are formed. But it took 100 years to get there, and businesses, over 100 years, you can adjust and you can change. Not too bad, right? Then you had the second Industrial Revolution. It took about 50 years. Then you had the Information Age. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Yes. Okay. Stick with me here. I promise there's a payoff at the end. So all of those different economic changes sped up change in the marketplace. Today, they sped up human knowledge and how quickly human knowledge changes. Today, human knowledge doubles about every 12 months. So every 12 months, there's half as much to know as there was last year. In our lifetime, human knowledge will double twice a day. So think of all the additional crap on the internet that will be out there that you don't need. All of that is driving innovation, is changing the economy, it's changing every single business sector that we have. But unfortunately, over time, Industrial Revolution 2.0, Information Age, it was kind of only one thing happening in the economy. Today, there are dozens of economic revolutions happening all over the world every day. And it's almost too much for us all to keep up with. So in our analysis, we looked at what are the ones that are really impacting Georgia today. And there are about 8 economic revolutions that are impacting everything in the state and will escalate how it impacts in our state. Now, some of these, if you can see this, you know what they are. You know about what's happening in agriculture and the eco-economy, how we're greening, how we're doing precision agriculture. You've all heard about the innovation economy driving every industry sector out there. A couple of other areas that maybe you haven't heard about. Has anybody heard of the sharing economy yet? Does anybody here participate in the sharing economy? 1 or 2. Here's the example. Guy cuts my hair, Shane cuts my hair. He was telling the other day how he and his family just got back from Vail, from a ski trip. And I thought, I pay you too much money to cut my hair. And he goes, no, no, no. It's a sharing economy deal. He goes, I cut this woman her family's hair all year. In exchange, I get a week and a half at their Vail condo, and we go skiing every year. More, you're like, yeah, I'll do that deal, right? Sure. But there's more and more of those examples, and more companies are developing themselves to take advantage of this. But if you're part of the sharing economy, what aren't you doing? Not paying taxes, not regulation, right? And so where does that fall? It's almost a black market in the economy. And so, and maybe that's okay, but there's no policies around it. Some businesses don't know. And sooner or later, your business is going to be asked, do you want to, instead of me paying you, can we trade, can we barter, can we share? This is coming, it's happening all over Georgia. Has anybody ever heard of the gig economy yet? Gig economy doesn't mean gigabytes. Here's the deal with the gig economy. Where are my millennials in the room? Raise your hand, be proud. I'm not, thank you, proud millennials. I'm not going to make fun of you today. I'm not here to bury you, I'm here to lift you up. 40% of the millennial workforce today in Georgia are part of the gig economy, which means they work multiple jobs. They might drive for Uber, they might do your website, they might do some home health care for you. They're doing a variety of things. They're all entrepreneurs in just a very different market. More and more of millennials and Zoomers will be part of that gig economy. And that's fine, except for if I've got 4 or 5 different jobs, what probably don't I have? Insurance and benefits, right? I don't have maternity leave. This is going to work. And so how do you do that? We had a session at our board meeting. We've had our board retreat for the last 2 days. We actually brought in a group from the Aspen Institute that are talking about how you have portable benefits for employees in this market. And I was shocked and hurt to find out that Alabama already has a bill in place to help workers in the gig economy. We haven't had that conversation yet. And I don't like Alabama to beat us on anything. As I know, this group is with me on that. I'm all about a shameless plug. I'm trying to get it. So that's the gig economy. Industry 4.0, this community, Shane's recruiting distributors, he's recruiting manufacturing. If you go to a manufacturing plant today, it's about the robots, it's about who can run the robots, it's about automation. All of that is Industry 4.0. The disruption economy. Now, here's the one where I really think small businesses are at a disadvantage. Because you hear about the disruption economy and you think, well, yeah, somebody's disrupting the taxi cab service by creating Uber. Somebody's disrupting the energy industry because they're going solar. Now, there is someone in every single business sector that you're in that's trying to disrupt your business. Wow. Somewhere there is someone trying to figure out how to do it better, faster, smarter than you're doing it. Whether it's insurance, whether it's printing, whatever it is, somebody's trying to beat you. You have a choice as a small business. We can be innovative and disrupt ourselves and get on the forefront of it, or we can be left behind like all the taxi drivers in the world. Yeah. You get to make that decision. But don't you dare think that somebody is not out for your industry sector, whatever it is. Trust me. Everybody always thought, hey, when I was in high school, I worked at the clothing store downtown. We sold shoes. That's the only place you get shoes in Fitzgerald, Georgia. You had to come to us, get your shoes. When's the last time you went to a shoe store? Right? Since Zappos shows up, you don't like them, you send them back, no big deal. Disrupted the whole market. That's happening everywhere we go. Security economy, we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. And then the last one that's really impacting Georgia is this content economy. We all know we film movies here, right? $9 billion worth of activity, but it's beyond that. We have 100 video game companies in Georgia. We have hundreds of app development companies in Georgia. Whether it's on your watch, anywhere there is content you're going to consume, it's being developed in this state and it's impacting this state. Whether it's the music you listen to, all that's happening. The cool thing about that economic revolution, as long as you've got high-speed internet access, you can almost do that anywhere in the world you want to do it. So all of these combined, and probably 3 or 4 others that are happening while I'm talking to you, are what we're calling the new Georgian economy. So with that, there are risks, there are opportunities for you out there. But as a state, we have to really start thinking about this. Some folks use the term innovation economy. It's really what's driving all this, because it's all based on intellectual capital. Here's the scary news. We don't rank very good as a state in this new economy. We rank 26th in the country from an innovation standpoint, according to this new report by Bloomberg. Sad thing is we actually fell a percentage point from 25th to 26th over the last 3 years. So we're not keeping pace. All this is happening around us. Other states are doing it better than us. Other states are thinking about the policies. Their businesses are becoming more innovative. Here are a couple of the statistics that are troubling to us. We know that research and development drives a lot of what's going to happen in the economy, but we rank 32nd in the country. We need more corporate R&D, we need more university-led R&D, and we need it to be all over Georgia. Tech diversity, what does that mean? It means the diversity in the technology sector. We're about average, we're 25th. We need to diversify the types of technology companies that we recruit to Georgia. We're great on fintech, we're great on some other sectors. We need a more holistic approach. STEM degree holders. How many of you got have a STEM degree at some point. That's science, technology, engineering, math. Got news for you. These new jobs in the new economy, they're going to require some level of STEM, and I'm proud you guys passed the bill this year, Bruce, to help every student in Georgia now have access to a computer class or a coding class, right? Because half the schools in Georgia have no access to coding. Do you believe that? But yet it's like the new foreign language. So we don't do well there. And the other area that's really troubling is we rank 32nd for patent activity, for the number of patents that we generate. We need more patent activity, because if whoever owns the patents, they own the intellectual capital, they'll own the new economy. We need to be focused on creating our own Google, our own Facebooks, instead of just always recruiting them here. Not that we're not happy to get Facebook here, Shane, but we want those own startups here. And so those are some areas we've got to focus on. And then here's some other 3 or 4 other statistics to keep you awake at night. First of all, the easy one, we know 60% of these jobs in the future are going to require some type of college education or some type of technical degree. Now, someone told me the other day, said, well, Chris, what about all of the other skill sets, the plumbers, the electricians, all those jobs we need? We need all of those. But all of them require some type of degree, some type of certification. And if you get that certification, you can make more money, and more money, and more money. What are some other ones? How many of you have a child today that's in high school or younger? Okay, I got 12-year-olds. So, scary news for you guys. 65% of the jobs that will be available to them when they graduate from college or technical college don't exist today. 65% of the jobs of the future don't exist today. There was one they were telling us about yesterday. Have you ever heard of a drone delivery pilot? This job did not exist 6 months ago. Today, there are companies hiring drone delivery pilots all over the country. You can imagine that's basically Amazon dropping into your front lawn and then flying back out again. UPS is actually developing trucks that have a drone on top of the truck that driver pilots to your house so he doesn't have to drive all the way up. So, brand new job we didn't even know about. That's what your kids have to look forward to. How many of you have jobs open today in your companies? You're trying to hire somebody today. Here's the other scary news. 57% of those jobs will not be here in 5 years. Automation is going so quickly, we're automating everything. One of the world's largest law firms just announced they were laying off half of their lawyers because they can automate it. Somebody say good. There's probably lawyers in the room. Come on, give them a hard time. Yeah, you might need them. Somebody said you're going to need us. Absolutely. So here's the scary thing. Do we have any educators here with us today? Here's what I worry about from an education standpoint. We are educating kids today for jobs that won't exist when they graduate. Wow. We're incentivizing in state policy people to get degrees to fill job openings that will not be here in 5 years. That's not a good way to spend your tax dollars. So where do we go? So first of all, here's a little bit of a risk assessment for you. These are some areas that provide particular risk for businesses. First of all, we live in a political era that's more and more polarized, in case y'all haven't watched Fox News or CNN lately. As those two parties get further apart, businesses are kind of left in the middle, and policies on both sides provide risk to you. I met in the last week, 2 weeks, with 3 different companies that were looking at investing and growing in Georgia that are not going to do it now because they're worried about the trade policies at the federal level. These are Georgia jobs. Likewise, on the other side of the aisle, we have people promoting socialism, captive markets every single day. We're free enterprise. We believe in free enterprise and capitalism. And so we have to be careful that we don't see policy actions that hurt your business's ability to grow. Businesses have to figure out how they're going to manage resources. You're going to be asked to do more and more with less and less, right? Every single day. How do you get access to resources? How do you get online? We've already talked about market disruption. There's a war for talent. If you still expect to hire people and pay them low wages, forget it. If you still call them workforce, you're done. They're talent. Okay? They have the skill sets that you need, you want, you're going to pay for them. I've had some small businesses in South Georgia who said, we located in South Georgia because we wanted cheap labor, and now we're paying market rate compared to Atlanta just to get them. There's a war for talent. Can you keep your workers? You have a great place to live, work, play, and pray. Can your community keep millennials? Jane can recruit all the companies in the world, but if you don't have a great downtown, you don't have a little brew pub and fun stuff for them to do, they're going to go. So they're going to live 45 minutes up the road, right? Technology, automation. How many of you have invested in technology upgrades in your company in the last year? How many of you are now using some form of automation in what you do? For folks that don't understand automation, let me give you the really basics. How many of you have an Alexa sitting somewhere around your house? Right? How many of you talk to Siri on your iPhone? That's automation. When she finds you your song to play, that's artificial intelligence, that's automation. It's happening every day. And then lastly, one of the biggest risks is on cybersecurity and cyber attacks. How many of you have your ID stolen already? Yep. How many of you have had a cyber attack on your business already? Well, if you haven't, you will. Lucky you. Scariest thing anybody can ever say happened 3 weeks ago. One of my young staffers came in, her eyes were about this big. She poked her head in the office and she said, "Chris, the FBI is here to see you." These are words you never, ever want to hear. Luckily, I knew they were coming. But they were coming to talk about the risk assessment for businesses in Georgia. They're being targeted by Chinese, by Russians, by people that work for their own companies every single day. And it's happening across every business sector. These guys are even flying drones over our movie studios to try to see what the actors are doing so they can sell that information. So you know what's going to happen in Avengers before you go watch it, right? But it's going to happen to every one of your small businesses. So we have to make sure that businesses are prepared. And so what we've done at the Chamber as part of our new strategic plan and what we hope to work with our local chambers on are what are those policies and those strategies we need to focus on as a state. We know we need to have a really deep discussion about how we protect your consumer data, how you provide security for small businesses. All of you have data on your customers, right? Your clients' data. What happened if tomorrow you lost that data and it was exposed on the web? Do you think that customer would stay with you? No. Likewise, in some states right now, you could actually be held liable even though you didn't do it. It was a hacker that broke in and did it to you. So we need to make sure we've got the right policies in place to protect your data, your customers, and that you've got the right strategy. We know we need to think differently about talent and leadership. Right? We need to have a different skill set for our students, and we need to deliver education in a different way. This idea about, I don't know about y'all, so I went to grad school, and when I left grad school, I was the smartest human being in the world. I knew everything that I ever needed to know. Today, I'm literally, right now, I'm going through a class, I'm trying to get another certification. There's this idea of lifelong learning. And it's going to be more and more important. If the economy changes every 12 hours, don't you think you need to update your skills at least once a year, just to keep track? But right now, most of our education services and systems in place don't allow you to do that. So how are we going to make sure people can have this lifelong learning? In entrepreneurship and innovation. We want to attract all those companies from all over the world, and they're going to keep coming here. But at the end of the day, small businesses make the difference. And we have to do a better job of helping small businesses be successful and making sure we're starting the next generation of small businesses. We just launched a competition. We had it live on GPB a few weeks ago called the Georgia Inventure Prize. We had 19 colleges and technical colleges all send their best and brightest students with their best business ideas to a competition with Shark Tank live. Viewers got to vote on them. So 19 colleges and technical colleges. Anybody want to guess which college and university won? Georgia Tech, I heard. Georgia, I heard. Fort Valley State University won first place. There's some Fort Valley State fans in here. So the kids came yesterday to present here's what they invented. They invented an extension cord that's part of your plug in your wall already. Why didn't you think of that, right? So what are we doing to make sure every college kid in Georgia is thinking about how they're starting their own business? Are we instilling in our kids in K through 12 the idea that entrepreneurship is cool and it's good and I don't have to be a rock star or a soccer player, right? I can actually do something. global commerce and competitiveness to make sure that Bruce and his colleagues keep your taxes low, that we're able to do trade all over the world, that we're a competitive community. I can tell you, this is a competitive community. I can take you to some communities in Georgia that aren't competitive, that pass bad local resolutions, that don't have the right tax policies, or that their local elected officials don't understand the importance of business growth. And those communities aren't going to grow long term. And so what are we doing there? Research and development, I mentioned this to you before, we need more R&D in Georgia, we need more of it at our universities. And lastly, we need to make sure that we've got the fiscal infrastructure in place. Now, it used to be when we talked about economic growth in Georgia, we wanted water and sewer. If we had water and sewer run out in an industrial park, we could recruit a company out there. Well, then we need to have 4-lane access everywhere. Well, now we need to have broadband access, and now we need to have 5G, and we need to have all of these different components. But here's where I'm concerned. We're currently building and updating roads and bridges in Georgia for today's traffic counts. Guess what? The Port of Savannah is going to grow by 75%. That's 75% more trucks on the road. And guess where every one of them goes through right now? I'll go through downtown Atlanta at 5 o'clock. We've got to be building new bridges, new roads, new connectors in the state to move people and places around more easily. And so this is what we're going to focus on, and we're going to work with our local chamber partners to focus on these areas as well. And I'll give you an idea. So this last legislative session, most of the discussions we had were on issues that really arise from the Industrial Revolution. We're still having policy discussions over an economy that is dead and dying. Instead, we need to be having policy discussion over things like the Internet of Things. Anybody know what that is, Internet of Things? The average Georgian is connected to 16 devices today. That number will go to 32 devices over the next few years. I can't imagine. You know, how many of you got a fridge that's got the internet built into it? Yeah, well, yes, ma'am. And you need that because of why, right? Because it tells you need more milk, and that's what I need in my life. You have to program it to tell it what you need. So much work to be done. But we're going to be connected to all these things. How do you regulate that? Do you regulate it? We passed some bills, or actually the Chamber supported a bill last year. I went to the governor, asked him to support the bill. The General Assembly passed it. And then we found out that the bill would actually inhibit innovation and growth in multiple economic sectors. And so I had the weird opportunity to go to the governor and say, you know that bill I asked you to support 3 months ago? Would you veto that now, please? Not my finest moments out there. But we need to be talking about how we protect intellectual property in this state. Delaware gets a lot of business and corporations because they protect IP. And you have intellectual property in everything that you do. You guys have it when you develop a new embroidery for somebody. Smart green development. Taxation. We're still taxing you on how the old economy was instead of what the new economy is going to be. You know, I am happy that we've updated online retailers so that they're actually paying their share of taxes now. And that took us 7-8 years to get there. But it's something that we need to do because it wasn't fair to mom and pop shops all over Georgia. It wasn't fair for the infrastructure development. Air mobility, you know, Delta wants to know where the drone's going to fly around Hartsfield. How do you regulate that? Autonomous vehicles. Did you know as of today, there are autonomous vehicles on the road in Georgia? Yeah, nobody's driving. Nobody's sitting in there with them. They're literally delivering products and driving themselves. It's happening today. So where are our policies for these types of opportunities? And then lastly, I want to go back to this idea about talent. I think the most important issue for this state and this new economy and for your community is your ability to attract, retain, and develop the next generation of talent. Wherever millennials and Zoomers go, that's where jobs are going to go. And Zoomers, by the way, are graduating college for the first time this year. And if you haven't heard, Alphas are now out there. We now have Generation Alpha as well. For those who had babies recently, they're all Alphas. Just so you know. So millennials, you're going to rule the world for about 20 years, but the Zoomers are right there and the Alphas are right behind them. So don't get too comfortable. But we have to have a different discussion about the skills and how we train those Zoomers so that they're better prepared. Yes, they need to have STEM skills. We need to train them how to be entrepreneurs. Yes. All the entrepreneurs in the room, you think differently. But I already told you 40% of the kids are going to be really their own entrepreneurs because they're working multiple jobs. Have we taught them how to save? Have we taught them how to manage themselves and all those things you need to do? And then you also have to worry about, can these kids communicate in more than 19 characters or whatever it is on Twitter? I know my son can communicate with his buddies on his phone while they're playing a video game, but can you do it in person? Can you do it in front of your business? And so communication skills, adaptability, problem solving, cultural intelligence, understanding digital design, this is what businesses are asking for today, for jobs that they're creating in the future. And so we're going to drive that policy at the Georgia Chamber. We're going to work with our local partners to do that, but I really hope that you will understand and take me very seriously when I say this new economy is going to impact everybody in this room.
Are you in need of tractor work, bush hogging, grading, cleaning, sod installs, and drainage repair? Then you need Bold Springs Landscape Solutions. Bold Springs Landscape Solutions is a licensed, insured, and certified landscape solutions company. Their services include grading and drainage, bush hogging and clearing work, as well as fencing, landscape, and sod installation. Contact Bold Springs Landscape Solutions today.
Good morning. We are here in Monroe, Georgia, and I'm here with Chris and Paul and the rest of the group with Paul's Heating and Air. And I first want to thank you on behalf of the Chamber for your membership. We're so excited to have you guys. And so, tell Aaron, I know you do heating and air, but tell us what all Paul's Heating and Air does.
So we do heating and air, of course. We do residential, commercial, all that. We are CFAD dealers. Been in business for 30 years. Been factory authorized for 14 now. Just got the President's Award through Carrier last year. We're pretty proud of that. Guys helped us out on that.
Good deal. Well, so they can find you how, if they want to get in touch with you?
So we have a Facebook page, Paul's Heating and Air. Our website is paulshvac.net. And our phone number is 770-682-9003.
Very good. So since I mentioned staff and stuff, do you want to introduce the people you have with you
yes,
today?
this is Paul. Paul's the owner. He's the boss man. This is Dustin, one of our techs. Scott, one of our techs. Marilyn, my mom. She works in the office. And then Amanda, my wife. She also works in the office.
And we have future Paul Heating and Air coming up.
My son Liam, and this is Scott's little girl Abigail. And his wife Jennifer.
Very good. Well, again, thank you so much, and thank you. So you ready to go outside and we'll go cut your ribbons?
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's go.
That's not the key to the city we get?
Right on the ladder. Let's put it on the ladder.
It's so cute. It's so cute on the ladder. You can just
I put that big ladder up there so it looks like
Hello there, this is Michael Davis with your Walton County 4-H office. And one thing we want to mention is 4-H camp for grades 4 through 6th grade. We'll be going to Rock Eagle this year, and we're going early. We'll be going June the 10th through the 14th. So we'll be going to camp before it's too hot. If you're interested in your 4th, 5th, or 6th grader going to 4-H camp with us at Rock Eagle, please contact us at the 4-H office, 770-267-1324, or come by and see us. We are located at 100 North Broad Street. That's on the corner of Spring and Broad, right across the street from the historic courthouse. Cost for camp is $350. We still have a few slots available, and we do still have some scholarship applications available if funding is a issue or a question for you. But again, you can contact us for further information. We will accept applications and enroll up through the end of May. At that time, we have to close that out. So the sooner the better would be best. Again, we're going to 4-H camp at Rock Eagle this year, and that'll be June the 10th through the 14th for grades 4th, 5th, and 6th grade 4-H'ers. One other thing I'd like to mention, hey, if you're like me, when that hot light goes on, I want to whoop in there at Krispy Kreme and get me a box of donuts. Well, we have coupons that you can purchase from us for $6. So when that hot light is on, you keep that coupon with you. Just pull in like my wife and I do with our kids and get you a dozen of those good Krispy Kreme donuts. That'll save you over $2.50 on the dozen. So see us here at the 4-H office if you're interested in picking up some of those Krispy Kreme donut coupons for us. And again, these are funds that help us run our 4-H program, and we thank you for that.
Creative artists can offer you a wide range of video production. Call the experts and discuss your project today, whether it's your special event or your company. Creative Artist, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist produces this program you're watching. Call Creative Artist today, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist, they'll put you in the spotlight.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Miller here. I'm at Monroe Veterinary Clinic at 823 East Spring Street. If you see this short clip and you have any questions, our phone number is 770-267-3690. Today I just wanted to talk to you guys about pet safety over the summer and some things to keep in mind. I know a lot of people are going to be traveling over the summer, and your pet may be traveling with you too. So before you travel with your pet, you want to have a couple things in order just to make sure that they're staying safe while they're with you. You want to have an idea of pet-friendly hotels if you're taking a long road trip, just in case there was any reason that you need to stop unexpectedly, and that way you make sure you and your family's best friend all have a place to stay. Another thing to keep in mind is keeping your pets current on prevention during the summer months all year round, but also when you're traveling, because your pet may be exposed to different things as you go to the beach or as you go to the mountains versus just staying at home in your backyard. A lot of people say, you know, well, we have our yard treated, so we don't like to worry about prevention, but we all know that parasites can actually get through those preventative measures. Even though there's nothing wrong with having your yard treated, you do want to make sure that your pet is fully protected, especially against fleas, ticks, and heartworms. The other thing to keep in mind before you travel is keeping your pet current on vaccinations, especially if you guys are going to be traveling across state lines. It's something really important to keep up with just to make sure your pets are fully protected, or if you're going to be doing a lot of hiking with your pets like we will be, you always want to make sure they're up to date in case you have any kind of interactions with standing water, wildlife, anything like that. We hope you and your pets have a great summer, and please let us know if you have any questions. Our phone number is 770-267-3690. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Kenny Sargent with Keep Walton Beautiful in the Walton County Recycling Center. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. We are in the swing of things here, spring here at the Recycling Center. We had upwards of 1,900 cars come across our scales in April, and we're just busy. We do occasionally still have cars coming in, bringing in things like paint, grass clippings, shrubs, leaves, all that kind of thing. Again, I want to stress that those items aren't accepted. Can I start over? I hate how bad that went.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Kenny Sargent with Keep Walton Beautiful in the Walton County Recycling Center. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. The spring is in full swing here at the Recycling Center. We are wide open. We had upwards of 1,900 cars come across our scale in April, and we're really excited about that. We are still having a few cars coming in, bringing things like limbs and leaves and grass clippings and shrubs and other things like paint. Just want to remind you that we don't accept those items here, and we're going to have to turn you around if you come out here with them. And we really hate to do that, for people to drive all the way out and then us have to turn them around. Again, things like leaves, limbs, grass clippings, shrubs, trees, all those kind of things need to go to an inert landfill. And we have several throughout our county. We'd be happy to get you the number to those. I know I say that every time I'm on here, but we do continue to have a problem with that. And with the paint, you know, the way to do the paint is to have it dried out. You can use kitty litter or oil dry, something like that, to mix in with the paint, get it to dry up, and at that point it can be accepted as long as it's in a hardened state. So those are just a couple of pointers on what to do with the paint. If you have any more questions about any of that stuff, feel free to give us a call. Our main line here is 770-267-1421. We'd be happy to help you with any of those questions. Coming up and things to look ahead to, we will be doing our annual document destruction event. That will be Saturday, June 1st from 9 to 11. So come on out. We will limit that to 2 banker boxes per customer. Those aren't our rules. Those are the rules of the company that's bringing the shredding truck. Sometimes they'll take more than that at no charge, and sometimes they won't. What I would tell you is that if you bring more than 2 banker boxes, don't be surprised if there might happen to be a charge. And again, that would be from Lindsay Document Destruction, not from the recycling center. Again, that's Saturday, June 1st from 9 to 11. If you have any questions, give us a call. We're excited about that. We get a lot of calls about our document destruction event, and we want to make sure we continue to do that going into the future. Also kicking off on that June 1st will be our a week-long tire amnesty we're going to have here. We're going to limit that to 2 tires per vehicle that comes in, and we will do that from Saturday, June 1st through Saturday, June 8th. So that'll be a week-long amnesty. Want to give you plenty of time to get those tires in. Spread the word about this tire amnesty. We want to collect as many tires as we can during this week. Tires are a big problem throughout our county, as I'm sure you're all well aware. You see them on the sides of the roads and in all kind of places. They have no good reason to be. So spread the word about that. It's a great opportunity to get rid of tires. It's hard to find a place to get rid of them at all, much less for free. So again, spread the word, gather up your tires, come out and see us. We're going to give you a week to do that. We're looking forward to it. Hopefully we can gather a lot of the tires we see floating around out in the county that's really just an eyesore. So we're looking forward to the next month or so. As I always say, if you're not recycling or don't know much about us, take the time to give us a call, or even better, write on out. We're not hard to find. We're happy to have visitors. We'd be happy to explain to you what we're doing here, how to get started recycling, any environmental questions or interest you have. We're here and willing to discuss those with you and kind of get you steered in the right direction. So until next time, take care.
It's already the month of May, and it's time to plan that portrait session for the summer. Hi, this is Daryl Everidge, your local photographer. Let's set up a time so you can get those special portraits done for this summer. I have a few spots still available for May. Give me a call at 770-656-5794. Ask me about Mom's Day Out. Moms out there, it's your special time to get that special mom portrait. Time to think about you and plan your portrait session by giving me a call. 770-656-5794. Portrait art sessions start at just $149.95. So let's make some art this month. Looking back, here we go. Here's an old film I shot on 8mm back in the middle 70s here in downtown Monroe. I hope you enjoy looking back. Creative Artists can offer you a wide range of video production. Call the experts and discuss your project today, whether it's your special event or your company. Creative Artist, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist produces this program you're watching. Call Creative Artist today, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist, they'll put you in the spotlight.